All right, we are live. Hello, Jazzy. Hello, Maree. Hello, everybody on the chat. How's everybody doing?
We're doing good. It's been interesting. There's been a lot of frequency coming through. I know that when I'm having very lucid dreams, which I have been, and just hearing people's symptoms, of ascension and light body activations. So I don't know about you, but definitely there's been a lot going on in the ethers. So
Yeah, I mean that's a good segue, into what's happening because I know that you were having issues with being thirsty or not being thirsty, but
dehydration.
dehydration.
Mm.
So and I having the same thing, and I really feel that even though you looked at the symptoms, the medical part of it or the 3D part of it,
Yeah.
I just feel like it's more related to ascension than to something else. um And I'm really wondering, I want to put it out there, like who else is kind of going through the same thing? Because I feel it's weird that you and I are having the same symptoms. And I have a friend of mine here in town that is also having to go for hydrogen therapy to be able to hydrate.
Yeah.
It feels like no matter how much I drink, it's like my body still wants more.
Yeah, it's almost like it needs to get into the cells, and that's why I've started using this special ionic solution. Because we're meant to be actually drinking living water that's running over stones, and like not water, I guess, that's been stagnant. So as our body and our being is expanding with its vibration, we need that water. So I mean, I just bless water all the time. I have noticed I've been a lot better just using that ionic solution and just always blessing the water, and that's really helped. So
Yeah.
yes, and I think our body needs that at the moment.
Yeah, I've been doing the same. I've been, so Barbara says I am. As soon as I take a drink, I'm thirsty again. And oh, and Marie too. I thought the dehydration, no matter how much I drink, was my reaction to the heat this year. Um,
No,
oh, thank you, Tracy. You're looking extra beautiful with your new hairdo.
I'm loving your
Thank you.
bangs, Elisa.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Um, So yeah, it's just part of the covering up the lines that are showing up now in my life. So
Hair's fall.
yeah, but anyway, going back to the water, I did want to put it out to everybody who listens to us because I'm like, I just feel like there's something more to this than we think it there is,
Mhm.
um because I know you had said that you found you were missing like magnesium or something, and I'm thinking like, no, I feel it's bigger than this, like,
It is bigger than this. Yeah.
so that's why I wanted to put it out there to everybody just to see who else is going through this, because um and maybe the cards can give us more info about this.
Yeah, I agree. I was just going to do that. And Tracy, I've noticed she said I add lemon to my water. And Tracy, in the morning, that's fantastic. But I didn't know this. If you drink that lemon all day, it actually can dehydrate you more, which is really interesting. Someone said if you have a little bit of not like cordial or something like that, it actually helps to take it into the cells as well. Again, it's on a physical level. But when we get the symptoms, they do come through physically, even though they might be from an activation, a light body activation. Yeah. Yeah. So,
Yeah. Yeah, and
yeah.
Kathleen was saying, yeah. So I kind of do the same thing too. I've been putting the Celtic salt in my mouth and just drinking the water with it. My understanding is if you put it into the water before you drink it and it just sits there in the water, then the absorption is not as good because the 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 salt is already absorbed the water. if you put it in the water. So it's almost like it doesn't do what it's supposed to do if you just do that. So, but I did not know, Kathleen, that if you chew it, that it's even better, so that
I didn't know
sounds,
that either until you told me that, Elisa, about putting it in your mouth. So I went, oh, I love it when we get these great ideas and tips from people. So, yeah, so thanks for that. And thanks, Kathleen. And I must admit, I have stopped putting it in my water and I do chew it instead before I drink. So,
yeah,
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 but
absolutely. But yeah, I would love to see what the cards have to say about this because, um, but my point was going to be this. I remember when I was in a reality or a different timeline where up to the point, up to 2 years ago, I had never heard of electrolytes. I had never heard, like, I lived my life for 50 years without electrolytes and I was fine. And all of a sudden, oh my God, you're not absorbing enough. You got to have electrolytes. And I'm like, okay, this changed. This is a changed timeline or something. Because again, I lived for 52 years without electrolytes. And all of a sudden now, I can't live without them, and it's like, what is this deal? What is this? Like,
yeah, that's so funny because I guess through my nursing, we would have to look at people's blood tests and see what they needed, and we'd put up specific solutions intravenously for them to counter it. So I guess I've always been aware of it, but I never, like you, I would take, you might have something you'd put in your water if you're a bit crook, and losing a lot of fluid, but yeah, otherwise, yeah, something's definitely changed. I agree with you.
right?
So yeah, let's have a look and see what the cards say. This is going to be interesting. So I'm just going to ask. So what do you want me to ask again? Just what is
What,
it around?
so what can the cards tell us about these all of a sudden now feeling of like the body feels like dehydrated, like, pruny. I have like pruny fingers sometimes, and I feel like I drink all day long. Like I put electrolytes in my water. I also take the salt, the Celtic salt, before I drink a whole thing of water. I mean, it's like, what else do I need to do? This is getting ridiculous.
This is really interesting because I love it when you're talking and I'm bringing through the cards because it really, oh yeah, you want to come out. Interesting. So the first card out was strength. And so what I was getting was because we are vibrating faster and finer, um, it's almost like we can't keep up with it. But it's the Nine of Cups is an emotional card. This is all our wishes and desires. So it's what our souls always wanted. But I'm getting that it's actually on an emotional level because that's water, right? So this is only just coming through. And then we got the Empress card. Now, remember, she's the one who can create everything. So it's just something that we haven't tapped into yet because we've got our Eight of Swords here, where you're blindfolded, where you're caught in a mind, something within our mental plane has to shift. And look at the water down here really standing out. So this is so interesting. So it's something to do with our emotional body. And because of all of our upgrading and whatever, it's like there's something that needs to shift within our story, our mental plane for some reason. I'm going to do some more cards now to see what will come up after that. So is that sort of making sense, what's just come through?
So I don't know if the mental shift is about what we believe about water or if the mental shift has to do with emotional, but the emotional body and how to release emotion, or like, I'm not sure
Yeah.
if it's I'm not sure if it's related to the physical or the emotional body. Like,
Okay, let's have a look and see what we get now. So, okay. That's so funny. So we've got the Magician. So there's been an illusion around water for us at some level, but it's now time for us to use our tools to actually get some more clarity. And Jasper's yelling at me, so I'm going to have to pick Jasper up because he wants to tell us something. Finally, he says, finally. Okay, Jazzy, you're up. So I'm just going to tune in and just see what Jasper has to say. interesting because he's talking about plasma or water being the first and the last to come through, and the same almost with us on an emotional level. It's that same thing. It was the first, but it was the last. And so it's like bringing it together. Okay, just show me some more how to explain this to people. Okay, so what he's saying to me is when we're having like a glass of water, say we're having a glass of water, he said, don't think of it as a glass of water. Think of it as an aspect of ourselves. So it's like changing that up as well. Like water always has to feel contained, and he said it's not. It's just got an incredible energy, and it's like we have to see it. Oh, I'm having an aspect of me as I'm drinking this water. Okay, that's just what's coming through. So I don't know. That's what I'm getting, Jasper. So let me just have a look at the cards now. Yeah, so the magicians come through straight up. So an interesting look at the cup on the table. We're talking about a cup of water, and there's a cup of water on the table. It's like, I love it. I love it. This is, so there has been an illusion, but we have the magic. It is magical. Water is like magic to us. It's yeah. Okay. Justice. So when this card comes up to me, because the sword is in the hand, the justice is often around some sort of mental plan or mental situation. So I feel that we're actually going to come more and more into the knowing of it. And it might not happen straight away. Like, this is nothing I ever thought to sit and ask questions about or to actually look at. So it's really cool. What have we got here? And you're not going to believe this. The Two of Cups. Look at this. Those cups coming together. So this is actually an understanding that brings a solution together through working with others. And this is literally what we're just doing now. So every time now I drink water, I'm just going to actually see it as an essence of energy that's going into me, that I am already that. Just, yeah. I mean, it's quite simple once you can see it for what it is.
So do you feel that this is happening now because we've moved to a different timeline, or they're sending us energies that we need this water for, or is it that we need is it that we have advanced in releasing in getting to a higher level where more water is needed? I don't know.
Yeah, I feel what I was getting through, Jazzy, and that is it's a different consciousness. It's our idea or knowing or remembering of a different consciousness of water. Because every time I always see plasma now when I think of water as well. So I feel it's actually a different vibration and consciousness with it. So yeah, let me just tune into that. That's a good question.
Like, I'm trying to figure out why
Yeah.
is it different now than it was 2 years ago or whatever.
Yeah, we've changed. You're absolutely spot on. We've changed. It's changed. So that's a yes. When I get an Ace of Wands, it means the actions that have happened is why. So it's a combination of those factors.
Okay.
So I feel, and the way you were asking, do we need more water? I feel it's our connection to the water that needs to change as to what it is. It's like, yeah, temperance. So look at the water. This is amazing. 2 cups. Temperance is all about patience, and there is a change that's happening. It's been slow though. And like, for you, I know this has been going on for a long time, well, relatively over 8 months, a year, something like that. And for me, it's probably been a few months, but I'm starting to feel better with it. But I just feel now, I can already feel it, tapping into the consciousness of that water. It's me too. Like, nothing's disconnected. We're connected. Everything is connected. So, you want to come out? The Fool. This is going to be our new way of being. So
But
it's that.
we're going to have to drink all this water now?
It's our connection to the water. It's
Okay.
our remembering of the water consciousness. I mean, water's so intelligent with its consciousness. So, yeah.
So what I had received a download a while back, because I have never written a poem except for water. I wrote a poem about water. because I don't know, I was so emotional about water. God, I just love it. I just, the way it makes me feel, the way it feels to the touch, the way. So anyway, I kind of, I don't know if this was a download or if what it was. I just felt my feeling was that water is the prime creator in a physical form, is almost like what it felt like like because it is the all, it has unlimited awareness, it has, I don't know, I just felt that that's what it is. I don't know, what do you think?
I love that you've said that, because to me, what are we? We're unlimited consciousness creators as well. So absolutely. And this is where that connection to the water. So instead of doing love and gratitude to water from now on, I'm going to say, as I drink it, this consciousness, I am this consciousness. It's like I'm accepting it as an equal. We're equals. It's not
Oh
better than
yeah,
me.
I mean,
Yeah. So this is what I'm feeling with it. And I can actually feel it as I'm doing this now. I can actually feel it activating something through here, through my third eye. So there's something in all of this.
yeah,
And
I know, there's something here, there's a connection of some kind, there's a,
there is
yeah,
definitely something in this. And
yeah.
this is why I love being with this beautiful, beautiful family group, because we come up with these incredible, they're like little clues, it's like when you have a quiz or something, they're like clues. And then all of a sudden you go, oh, I remember now. And what Jasper was showing me with water was the first, but it was also the last. So it's like the alpha and omega.
Okay.
That's what I'm getting, and it's a whole new way. I've always loved the undines and the consciousness of water, always, and now it's like, oh, it's shifted something. So I don't know if
Mm,
anyone else is feeling that. I think we're all fairly sensitive to energy and frequency. So doing a conscious shift with it like that, I feel that people, if they play with that, they will actually feel it. They'll feel the difference.
yeah, yeah. I also, so let's talk about the different kinds of water because,
Yeah.
is distilled, a water good to drink, distilled, spring, blah, blah, blah. Many of us don't have access to spring water, to drink spring water. It's only the water that's in plastic that they sell out in water bottles.
Yeah.
So, um, at the end of the day, does it really matter if it's from the tap or not? If we're, you know,
This one just flew out. The 10 of cups. Cups again, water, emotion. It's us. It's us connecting with that water. So I just don't like the taste of tap water, and I know we can increase the vibration of it, but in Australia, we do have fluoride in it.
yeah,
And
here too.
yeah, so for me, I just don't like the taste. So I like water where I can add my own stuff into it, to make, so I
So you're
actually really,
you're talking
it's personal.
the water. Okay, it's personal, but your water. You're saying your water is the one that takes out everything.
I
Um,
use, they call it aqua pura water here. I get it in a box, and it's not plastic. It's in like a metallic type bag inside a box. And but I just, for me, it's all about the fluoride and stuff. So I prefer to not have that. And then I just add to it what I want. So
so
like a,
you're a reverse osmosis. I was trying to think of the word
yeah,
reverse
yeah,
osmosis. So that's what you, because that's what they say is that that's dead water. So you have to add your minerals and your whatever. But if we're taking the Celtic salt, I feel that the Celtic salt is the minerals and everything that we need is in that salt. So I'm not sure. I mean, should we try to figure out which are the best waters, like distilled versus spring versus blah blah blah?
I'm getting that again, I'm just getting that it's personal, and it's so interesting because as you were asking the question, the cards that came out, Knight of Cups, this is someone bringing a message, and of course it's about water, so it's gentle. This is a gentle message, so we will know intuitively what is right for us, and for me, what I do is right for me, because once we have an intention or whatever, then of course that's what matters. And the outcome, again, that 10 of Cups has come up. The outcome will be whatever it is that we choose to make it, and we just trust our intuition, and we don't have to worry about it. Nine of Swords, it's almost like, I don't know, we just don't have to worry about it. We just have to trust our intuition, get our own little message, and it will be fine for us, is what I'm getting. So if you're getting the hit to do the Celtic salt or Himalayan salt, and then whatever water is resonating for you, just do it. That's what the cards are saying.
Okay.
It's more the connection consciously with it, I feel now, that's going to really help to bring through whatever it is. So
Okay. Interesting.
mm-hmm.
Well, I definitely knew there was something to it, more to it than I was thinking it has to do with either our crystalline bodies that are being activated, or the energies they're sending us, or something changed, because I knew like 3 years ago, I mean, I made it to this point without ever drinking electrolytes, and all of a sudden it's like, you gotta have it. So I knew something had changed. So
Absolutely, something's changed, and I feel this is great, because I feel we're going to find this with maybe quite a few elements that we are connected, we are connected to, and so I feel that that's going to probably come into play a lot more, is coming back to basics, back to the elements.
yeah, absolutely. Okay. Well, do you guys have any other questions about water before I move on to the rest of the questions? Not that I have many, but
But I love what Sherry has said. She said it would seem the water itself will help us to remember. Sherry, I agree, because, if we have an intention and straight away the water gives us what we need to know, like a message. So if we're open and saying this is us, water is us, then that intention is that we remember who we truly are at the end of the day. So I like that statement. That's really cool.
yeah, absolutely. So Kathleen was talking about that the SSB shoulders talk about another type of water in other dimensions, like type 4 or 5. Wondering if it's something we can have here.
Interesting. Let's
Interesting.
ask the cards. That's a great
Yeah.
question. In other, oh my goodness. And before I answer this, it's really interesting, because for years, whenever I meditate or whenever I'm just contemplating, I'll often find myself popping up inside a little rock pool, and I'm my head's above the water, and then there's these rocks, and I'm going, what is this? And I just, for some weird reason, I never asked. I just kept doing it and going, okay, I'll see if I can see anything else. And I finally asked on the weekend with a friend. I was doing some kinesiology. I went, oh, let's find out what that's about. And it was simply that the water, that rock pool, is like going into another realm, and it's like it can amplify. And they said it's because some of my energy and consciousness is needed in that realm, and I don't need to know what it is, and I don't need to see what's going on, but just being in that state, that's enough. And I'd often go through layers of these rock pools. So now I understand it. And if water's the conductor, then that makes so much sense. So Kathleen, I love this, because I wonder if that water is slightly different, what I'm going through in the rock pools as well. So let's see if there is other water or dimensions. Queen of Cups. She's someone that contemplates her emotions. It's a water card. So yeah, it's definitely something. There's a reason why this has come up. This means that, yes, there's more to this. There's absolutely more to this. How fascinating. So we've got the 10 of Swords. This to me is when something's finished in our mind. It's a story. It's a mental plane, belief system, whatever. So something's definitely ending just with us all having this conversation. So let's just see what comes up to see if there's different. Oh, And I was just thinking, wow, because we're remembering and our consciousness is really sort of shifting and becoming more fine-tuned, that means water can change as well. And I got an Ace of Wands. So absolutely. So the water here, I feel, Kathleen, can also change to be more than what it is. It can expand as well in its consciousness. Wow. So there you go. That's just what came through.
Mm, wow.
And Barbara said it's thicker. Yes, Barbara, I see water and plasma. I feel like there's something about that together. You know, even when I look at the sky now, I just feel plasma. You know, it's really fascinating.
Yeah, so I read something that somebody was talking about how we are water. Well, he kept saying like, well, we're not water, like the water you drink inside your body. No, you're like it's the plasma. Um, um, it's more than that. He said you're H2O3,
Yep.
O3, right?
Yep.
It's
Yes.
not H2O. Like when they say your body's water, you're not H2O, right? Which is what you drink. So it's a more of a plasma.
It is. It's salt. There's lots of salts in it if you're looking at it from a 3D point as well. And there's lots of other components because we've got our immune system and all our white cells, everything that's in it.
Yeah.
Plus there's a consciousness. And I really feel that the consciousness in water is the same as the consciousness that's in what we would call our blood, our plasma, our whatever. I don't know.
Mhm.
And I feel that's what we need to connect to within it.
Okay.
Mm.
Okay. So then that means that we could possibly talk to the water in our bodies and and really make some changes within.
I've been doing that for a long time. It's really interesting. I think now it'll be like a slightly different perspective with what's just come through. But absolutely. And they've done research on this and they've found people that have had a blood transfusion from someone that's very spiritual or does a lot of meditating or whatever. They've found that the blood then in that person has changed as well. And they've done tests with this on Petri dishes that have been like continents apart. And it can actually influence every other aspect of that blood or cell within that person. Of course, we're powerful. You know, that's why I always talk to my body and talk, just communicate with it.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm getting like if we talk to the water that we're drinking, we could also talk to the water that's within us.
Yeah.
And yeah, and maybe even I wonder if water can help us, the water in our bodies help us shift stuck emotions and stuff somehow in some way. I don't like
Water is seen, the emotional body is seen as water. So absolutely, you're right. So maybe really tuning into that aspect within us and just see what comes up, you know?
yeah, yeah. Mm.
Yeah. It's just another way, another perspective of being able to release emotions. Because to me, I've always found physical pain, anything, there is always some emotional component in it, whether it's from another lifetime, whether it's a soul bringing something through for a reason, but there's always an emotional component. So
Yeah.
I'd love to know what everyone else thinks, like if other people have had that experience. I know with my own body, as soon as I get a sore right knee, and it's only ever when I'm walking downstairs, I go, oh, I'm going through a shift. Sure enough, like now, within a day, it's gone. So it's just I'm just being told, hey, you're going through something. You might need to just be a little bit calmer and quieter while this energetic shift's going through. Whatever, everyone has their own way of getting their messages.
Yeah, and I think that's important because up to maybe last week or the week before, I would go into fear when something like what was happening to me was happening. And, waking up in the middle of the night, I would wake up just because my mouth was so dry. There was no saliva of any kind. It was like, what is happening? Oh my God, my body, blah, blah, blah. Like immediately fear comes in. And if you're ascending and you want to get to 5D, there is no fear in 5D. And we're not, we can't get to 5D until we really, really understand that there is no reason to fear, and that's a state of love. Like 5D is just really, truly being in a state of trust and love. And there is no fear in that plane, because I'm having, I'm I think I'm being prepared to have contact. And what's coming is like there's got to be, the release of all fears, and it's something that I think we need to really understand. Because I mean, I've released a lot of fears to get to this beautiful life that I have, but there's still the fears of, like, again, the dry mouth, the whatever, like, oh my God, this is hurting so bad, or blah, blah, blah. And then we're like, oh my God, what if it's diabetes? Blah, 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 blah. And then I'm thinking, Elisa, that's all 3D stuff. That's all made up in the 3D world to sell stuff. And at the end of the day, the diabetes was created by the idea, right, of these people that said, oh, diabetes exists, right? So at that point, it became real and true. Why? Because people believed it. So then it became real. But at the end of the day, you can manage all of these things in the emotional plane and in the mental plane. And you don't, it's like, there's no reason to fear anymore. I guess this is what I've come to, in battling this fear of health that I've been having, is understanding that I don't need to fear any of it, because it's all, if you understand it's happening for a reason, there is a message here. It always works out. It always goes away. The body knows how to heal, blah, blah, blah. You don't need any of that stuff. You can handle all of this in the mental plane and the emotional plane.
Yeah. And, everyone expresses differently, gets their messages differently. So for you, you tend to get it through your body. You express a lot through your physical. I've got friends that do that. And I know when they say, oh, I'm going through this, and I go, oh, okay, so you've got a shift happening, or you've got something going on. And it's really interesting. Yeah, because a close friend of mine had very chronic pain. And she went through a massive shift, and she said, Maree, it's just about gone. I don't have to take anything for it. And it's been years. So it's just amazing, isn't it? When our body then shows us, you've shifted this, you've changed. So for me, I go through it. It's more of an emotional aspect for me. So, so there's nothing wrong or right with it. It's simply how our soul expresses through the physics, through this body.
Yeah, absolutely. And we shift. We can shift these things again if we understand where it's coming from and not going into fear. Because once you go into fear, you're tying yourself to whatever that fear is, right? Which, people that are medical, and I tell them I'm having this, immediately they're like, well, diabetes, people with diabetes, they get thirsty, blah, 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 right? And immediately the mind just goes, oh shit, oh, whatever, you know? So I guess I'm saying all of this so that people don't do what I did, which was going into fear instead of, you're the creator. What are you doing? Like, give me a break. Like, like, just, it's not the three, you don't, like, stop living in that 3D world. Like, we're moving past this tie to the 3D world of the medical system and these labels that have been put out there and all these things. And again, I could be wrong, but I feel like all these labels are there, were created for, not only for creating fear, of course, but to make people believe that this is real, and therefore now you need medicine for that label.
Yeah, it's very clever. It's very, very clever. And, and it's a way of controlling as well. But, the other thing is, we can go in and talk to our body and ask it what it needs. And I just tell it how much it's loved and how clever it is. And I can feel it responding. It's amazing. So don't be afraid to go in and actually sit and chat. I just take myself in and I'll just chat with whatever aspect I get pulled to chat to, and just see if there's a message or if there's anything that, that I need to look at or take responsibility for or ownership of. And do I need to love it more? Have I been rejecting it? Just it's so simple when we actually have enough confidence to own this whole body.
Yeah, absolutely. And now that I know that I have to release all fear before there's contact, or most of the fears, right? Before there's contact. Now I'm really honing on it and really in trust of like whatever comes through. I'm just like, I'm in trust. My higher, if this is happening, my higher self believes that I need to go through this, and I'm going to go through it because my higher self believes it's in my highest interest, my highest good. So now I'm more into that space of it is what it is, and the body is going to heal itself. The body is just sending a message, and that's it. It's there's no need to freak out and create a label.
There's not. And it also makes us ask questions, because when we ask questions, then of course we get our answers or our remembering. So if we're just cruising along in la 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 la, unless we're naturally very inquisitive about everything, we tend to not want to rock the boat. So it's only when our boat gets rocked that we then go in and ask questions or look for more around it. And then we go, this makes so much sense. And we remember something.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. So, don't make the mistake I was making, which was freaking out. So there is no need. We are masters. We are the creator in a body, human body. And really that's what this comes down to. It's just mastering that. Mastering knowing that we are the masters.
That's it. Totally. And we're human. We've chosen to be here. So we do forget. And then when we get that clarity, we go, I'm sure we'll get to a place where we go, how could I even have used to have thought this, but a lot of the time I find I even forget how I used to think. It's like it just doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah. Yeah. Right. Exactly. We are doing so much shifting. It's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's just, yeah, just incredible. So, okay, if we don't have any more questions about water, we can go on to what our title is, which is that I saw a post about saying that and they show you how to see the vaccinated, and that shows you how to go in your phone and go through all these steps, and you can see the MAC addresses. So it'll show the MAC address, and on top it'll say vaccinated on it, of all the people around you.
It's interesting as well. Ages ago, I saw something through the dark web, and it was about getting almost like that same information. And then they could, they were getting Bluetooth connecting up with people that had actually passed on, that were buried, stuff like this. And I know, so I didn't even see what your title was till right now. So yes, classic. I mean, people have had magnets that have stuck to it. People, and
That I've seen,
yeah,
but this Bluetooth is another level. I mean, that's that
yeah,
because a magnet, right? If it is there and it's a magnet, okay, I can
there's
believe that.
graphene, there's something metallic. Yeah,
But
Bluetooth. I
actually
know.
transmitting Bluetooth, that's crazy.
Well, it's funny because and I knew it was a true story because I sort of knew the person that was putting it up. These people traveled and they just got, fake passports, when we needed them to travel. And they were getting hounded at the airport. They were taken into a room and they were questioned and for ages. And they said, "Why are you questioning us? We've got everything we need." And they just looked at them and they went, "You're tracking people with this, aren't you?" And they just went, "You can go now." So they were actually knowing who had had it and who hadn't. But they couldn't say that because that would have given the game away. Yeah.
OMG.
Yeah. So we know. So yeah.
Wow. Okay, so go ahead. Let's see what the cards have to say.
Okay, so we'll say, can there actually be is there a Bluetooth aspect to some of these jabs that have happened in people? Let's have a look and see. Oh, you want to come? There's a big fat yes. We got an Ace of Cups. Absolutely. But oh my gosh, and I was just getting as this next card got pulled up, I was just getting they don't want us to know. They want to keep that hidden because that devil card's come up. They don't want us to see what's been done. Yeah. But gradually, look, Page of Wands, when this comes out to me, it's like people will start to learn about it, but there's actions then that will be able to be taken to negate it all. But it's going to be slow and they're going to be tiny little steps.
So it's
So,
true.
yes.
OMG.
Yep.
Wow.
It's true. And
That,
people were using barcodes, like from if they worked in a shop or something, they were doing barcodes on it, and it was coming up with barcode numbers as well. Yeah.
wow. That's crazy.
Crazy.
All right.
But I know this can all be negated. At some point, it will be negated. And like I've always said, if people have had it, and I mean, there was so much coercion, and there was, people have children and how they're going to support them if they can't work. Now, I understand. I so get it. But I think it's also for some people, it was an exit time for their soul. And
Oh,
that's
yeah.
perfectly perfect as well.
Oh, and it still is. I mean,
Still
my dad
is.
died. My good friend from high school, her dad died a week later. Like, it's that
My
time.
brother did as well, and it was perfect divine timing,
Yeah.
so I know it's very yeah. So
Wow.
to me, there's just no judgment about whatever everyone chose was absolutely perfect for them for whatever reason.
Absolutely. People are going to follow their intuition. So, yeah,
Yeah.
there is no judgment.
No.
No, I know there were nanobots and I thought that they would use it for voice of God technology.
Yeah.
But again, I thought they were receivers, like the nanos would be receiving, but I did not realize they would be emitting, like emitting out, right?
Well, there
So,
has to be a two-way street with Bluetooth, doesn't there? You've got to have
yeah,
something to receive and something to also, like, both have to be able to do that.
yeah,
Mm.
yeah.
Fascinating stuff. Isn't this a crazy little wonderful world that we live in?
Okay,
Oh,
so the next one is Mr. Poole Telegram, and I don't follow Mr. Poole, but somebody else posted this. Said that there was a silent broadcast, and it says the first signals came from the oceans, the second from the vaults, the third from the air, the fourth from the stars. Now comes the voice. At 22:11 GMT, thousands of screens across North America, Europe, and Asia cut to black. not all, just enough to be noticed. Within 77 seconds, they lit again, but not with programs, not with anchors, with silence. A blank screen, a frozen symbol, a pulse repeating the cycles of three. So what they're saying is that this was a test for the E plus the B plus the S. So let's see where we are with this. And
has it already happened? Was that what they were saying?
That test, yeah, they said that it already happened, but
it'd be wonderful if anyone had actually seen it. Let's have a look and see
well, let's
first.
Let's see if this is true.
Yeah.
Did this really happen? Did this test, this silent broadcast happen that Mr. Poole posted?
I don't think so. No, I just don't think so.
Okay.
So, yeah. I mean, I'll pull some more clarifying cards, but hang on a second. I'm just doing a flipper. No, chaos. 7 of Cups. To me, this is my chaos, emotional chaos card. I don't feel that there's no. Hasn't.
Okay. All right. Very good. So should we do you feel like an EBS is going to happen? I don't.
Let's have a look and see. It was funny because for ages it was like, it's not going to be like that, because to me that's chaotic and that's not what has been wanted.
Right.
It's a slow reversal of all the indoctrination and just letting people see and ask their own questions, and if they're wanting to and ready to, they will get a different perspective. So let's just see if there will be some sort of EBS as we sort of envision it, I guess, is probably the best, clearest way to ask this. Cool. There may be, because we've got a tower here, so there could be an aspect of it that comes through. Like, like they go, how they go alert, news, something like that. In a way, it's like there's been this big thing happen, but the sun, see, it's brilliant because it's going to bring through something really positive, because that sun card is joy, happiness, so I feel whatever comes through, this is going to be what it actually ends up bringing through. So that's what people will remember from it, not chaos, is all I'm getting. Yeah. Knight of Pentacles. He's a messenger that brings through a message steadily. So it's yes, this might happen, but it's actually going to be quite positive.
So is this the reason why Mr. T is sending troops over to, I think I saw Baltimore, and see, he's got him in DC. So then I said something. Oh, Chicago, I think it was. So
well, remember that list? There was a list of 17 cities. You remember years ago, and everyone was going, "Oh, is there going to be like a war?" And nothing. It was like, nope. There's not going to be anything that's towards civilians. There's not going to be that sort of chaos. But let's have a look and see if it's about the changes that are going to happen. What fell out? Let me have a look. Yeah. So in a way, that 9 of Wands has come up. They've almost been held hostage maybe by the deep state. So that's what I'm feeling, but it's nearly over when that card comes up. Let's just shuffle and put them down and see what we get. Let's see if it's part. Because hasn't the National Guard been like sent out to these places or going out or something? I don't know. Let's have a look and see. There's a lot of furfies. There's a lot of stories that are being told that aren't quite accurate. There's some truth in them, but there's enough there to make people confused and make them ask questions. So because there's a lot of inconsistencies, isn't there, in stories that even Mr. T is saying and whatever. And you just go, oh, well, whatever, it's part of the plan. It's strengthening the whole plan, though. It's actually for some reason it's helping to make it so that the plan, it's all about this plan and how the best way for it to work for people. So yeah, Queen of Pentacles, this is when people are actually contemplating their reality. So I feel it's got to feel real for people. So, you know, having these National Guard, having whatever it is that he's doing, going where they're meant to go, it's almost like there will be some chaos, because that Seven of Cups has come up again. So there will be some chaos, but it's not going to be huge like what people were thinking when they sort of saw all of that. Something's going to be walked away from. We've got our Eight of Cups. So a whole situation is going to be walked away from, and it's an emotional walking away as well to find something better. So people are going to see that something needed to be left behind. So that's what I'm getting from what is going on with that.
Okay.
Mm.
So does it feel then that the National Guard then is being placed for that or not? I missed it.
Let's have a look and see. Let's see, why have the National Guard been placed for that? Can we get any insights into
Yeah, why are they going to Chicago and Baltimore?
places like that? Yeah. They're the trapped ones. They're the ones that have had the most of that deep state cabal influence, because that's what that Nine of Wands has come up again. Can't make this stuff up, you know. It's and this has been planned for a long time, because the Seven of Pentacles is about when you plant seeds and you're watching things evolve and grow and get ready, you know, to be picked or moved on or whatever. Oh, there's one in here that wants to come out. Let me just feel it. Is it you? King of Swords. This is a master plan. So it is all part of the master plan. And I'm just going to ask one more question. I asked, is it to help get rid of the you know, problem children that we have in our system and our governments? Yep. Ten of Swords, done. Absolutely.
Oh, wow. Okay. Because the problem is that we have the Dems who are posting things like that Trump is a demagogue and how he is taking too much power. So anyway, they're kind of taking the Dem base and making them believe that he's this oligarch that's trying to take control and become a dictator. And so I wonder how they're curtailing this. How are they going to fix that problem, I guess?
Okay, let's have a look and see what the cards say to that. King of Cups. There's always people that have Trump derangement syndrome, let's face it, that are trying to still, you know, show him for something else. And that means something's hidden. And it's all an emotional ploy, basically.
Yeah.
So,
big time.
Yeah. So I'm not concerned about it. No, Queen of Pentacles, it's making people ask questions again. What's really going on in this reality? What's really happening? They're confused. So it makes them ask questions. So, you know, I think yeah, for me, I just ignore whatever's going. I just ignore it, and I just trust my own intuition and, you know, how it feels for me. Queen of Swords. So I'm trusting my intuition. I'm speaking my truth as I perceive it, as I know it, as I see it. So, and I think that's all we all have to do. It's not all that stuff. I don't think it's relevant for us. I really don't.
No, it isn't. It's just that the people very close to me that I love very much are being swayed by these videos they see on TikTok about, you know, Orange Man did this, Orange Man did that. here in Florida, DeSantis, um, so Pulse, it was a place, I don't know if you remember, in Orlando, where there was a shooting and like 50 people died. And it was a place where, gay people went to drink and stuff. And so it became this like monument kind of thing. And then they painted the pride flag
Mm,
on the floor, on the ground. And so DeSantis had it removed this last week. Um,
mm.
and so, of course, people are losing their minds over this. And so things like this are happening, right? So the good guys are fighting this agenda of transgenderism. And then the Dems, who are like the bleeding hearts of, oh, you gotta understand, people in drag are people, and they also, are loved, whatever, right? So they're good people, right? They want love as well. So then it's like this,
Mm.
like, and I just wonder how are these people gonna come around?
Well, that could be what that tower card was about, with the sun following it. So, you know what I mean? It might be bringing things back, because the card that just came out then was Page of Pentacles, which is, again, a small step about learning something new in our reality. So I feel that, there's just there will be a big perspective change for people. And when they realize that, just because if you choose to be, if you're gay or whatever it is, you're not going to be persecuted, but you're also not going to have all these huge privileges that and out in the front for you, when it doesn't need to be. If it's just accepted, it's simply, everything needs to almost come back into a balance.
Yeah.
So that's what I feel it is. It's like, and again, it's people will be asking questions. So yeah,
Yeah.
everything has to come back into balance. It's just, there's been such a swing out of balance with minority groups, and it's just, I don't know. I think once people realize, just let people who be who they are. It's fine. It doesn't
Yeah.
have to be out there in the in your face. So I don't have a problem with him taking that off the sidewalk. I
No,
think,
I don't either. I don't either, because I know why it's being done, but those that do not know what's going on behind the scenes do not understand it and
yeah,
are taking it the wrong way. But if you try to defend it, then they hate your guts, right? So, um,
exactly. And I love what Kathleen said. So,
yeah,
and it's true. You change the subject. You just don't
yeah,
let it in. Exactly right. There's no point. Let them be where they need to be, as hard as it is to watch.
yeah. And
You know,
that's what I've been doing, because I'm not getting in a fight about it. I'm not
not
discussing
that.
it. I don't want to even come close to it. I just don't want to. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I agree with you. Yeah. So, I think that's where we just hold our space and just stay in that balanced state.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Which can be tricky.
Yeah, it is. It can. Um, but it is what it is. It's a transition zone that we're going through.
Yeah.
Um, so I know somebody had asked to ask Jazzy. I don't know, it was Kathleen.
Kathleen.
Yeah,
Yes.
ask Jazzy
Okay. So what the
what
energies for the
the
next
next
month
one
look
look
like?
like.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll be away, and also, yeah, Lisa's going to be away for a month. So, all right. So Jasper, can you just show us for the next month if there's anything we need to be aware of or know about within the frequency and energies that are coming on? So straight away, my crown just started getting hot and tingling. So there's going to be more coming through, just ongoing, more and more and more of these frequencies. So let them come through. Just notice them, I guess, and just say, oh, this is brilliant, this is perfect. Just more upgrades, and I'm remembering more, and just owning it. Yeah, he's saying, yeah, That's perfect. And just remember to breathe. He's saying very much, just breathe. Don't let yourself get locked up in your body. I think we sometimes forget to just focus on our breath and just drop deeply into our body. The other things that I'm just getting told is remember the points, the major, what do you call it? Acupuncture points here. Just if you go down your clavicle bone, down that bone, there's soft points underneath it. And I push them in when I'm feeling a bit wonky. I just push them in and I take a really big breath and I just let myself drop into my body and I hold it for about 20 seconds or so. It's amazing. Oh, you just feel so much clearer and balanced. So that's just something really simple on those meridians that we can work with ourselves. So yeah, he's saying just stay balanced. We will be getting more and more sort of downloads, which is perfect. So that's what I'm getting for the month.
Okay. All right. Fantastic. Should we also ask the cards then to close out for the upcoming month? Because when do you get back?
The 25th, 26th. I think I'll be right to do the 20. I think it's the 28th or something. I can't remember that first week. So I get back on the 25th. So 26th.
Okay, so the 29th would be our next show.
Yes. So I've already put mine up for the dream show for I think it's the 28th or something, or 27th,
Yeah.
my date.
Yeah.
That'd be right. All right, so let's have a little look and see what our cards have to give us a message just about the next month while we're all off having an amazing time traveling. We're all still connected, remember, through this beautiful ether, through our hearts. We're the same consciousness. All right. Okay, hang on a second. Oh, love it. Okay, this is interesting. All right, so the first card up was the Sun card, which I find amazing because I'll be in Greece and Turkey, and Elisa's going to be in Turkey, and there's lots of sun over there at the moment, apparently. But this is a fun card. This is going back into our inner child, tapping into what gives us real joy, because then we've got the Tower card, because I feel that we could go through some shifts, but quite quickly, because the Nine of Swords came up, which means don't have to worry about it. It's just going to happen. Stay in your playful mode as much as you can, which is great. And ask questions, because the Two of Swords came up. So just sit and contemplate and ask some questions if you find you're getting triggered by something or something appears to be shifting around you, and tap into your wisdom, into that beautiful soul divine wisdom that we have, and really trust it. So Ace of Cups, how beautiful is that? That is the top emotional, apart from the Ten of Cups, which I love. This is like beautiful emotional gifts coming through for you. So just stay in that balanced state as much as you can. If you drop into some fear or you get triggered, just stop and breathe and just trust and just see if you can get some clarity. So there's the cards for the month. So I hope that helps.
Okay, well, for sure it does. Thank you so much, Maree.
You're welcome.
And so yeah, vacation time for us.
Yay.
And it's funny because we did not even talk about doing this together at the same time
Just
at
happened
all.
magically. So
Yeah, and we
I
happen
know.
to be going to the same place, and we're going to end up meeting there, which is crazy. I am about 90% sure of that. But anyway, we're going to go to Turkey at the same time. So it's just kind of weird how that happened. So
Maybe we could do a little live YouTube or something while we're there, and yeah, we'll see how we are and see how it goes.
yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
So,
So yeah, so we'll see you guys on the 29th of September then.
okay.
Stay high vibing, as you know. And we love you so much. And yeah, that's it for today. We
Bye.
love you guys. Bye
Lots of love.
bye.